What's the best part about being a journalist?
So I guess just the chance to tell people's stories, work on things that, for the most part, it's what matters to the communities we work in, but it matters to people here.
I think as cliche as it might sound, I really kind of thought that journalism was a way I could help change the world. I didn't like to write. It wasn't something that I did as a hobby or enjoyed. I got really excited about it. I think it was the 1988 presidential campaign. I got to interview Jesse Jackson and Dick Gephardt. It was pretty intimidating, but it was kind of exciting.
I've always taken interest in other people's stories. Being able to tell, I guess, those stories has been very rewarding.
What's the best part about being a journalist?
Knowing that my work matters. There's a story in particular that I always think about. I did a story once on a toddler. He's 2 years old and he was born deaf. And his family's insurance company was denying him coverage, which was a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And after the story published, we had an anonymous donor from Plainfield wanted to give $45,000 to the family to cover the surgery. And it turns out it wasn't needed. The dad switched jobs, and the insurance from that new job covered it. But it was so nice to know that as a result of the story we published, a little boy was going to get to be able to hear his mom's voice either way.
I think we're blessed to be in an area that has a rich tradition of sports and on a lot of levels, from the Blackhawks hockey team, UNI athletics, high school sports, youth sports. I mean, we have pretty much everything around here, and it helps bring people together.
I always loved to write, and that was something that I'd done since I was a little girl. Writing for a newspaper is a daily job that pays you a regular wage, unlike a novelist or some other sort of work. And once I got into that in college, I found I really, really liked it, and I loved the pace of it. And I also loved that the community seemed to appreciate that.
I've worked at the same place for my entire career. I had opportunities to go other places, but I always elected to stay here. I think this is a great news town.
And when I started with the Courier, it was so much more than selling a subscription. It was selling a benefit. We're talking an actual product that tells you what is going on in your community.
There's never a day that is the same. I get to work with some of the most amazing personnel that I've ever worked with.
In high school, I really liked writing, and I was writing fiction and stuff like that. I guess I realized there probably wasn't a lot of money in writing fiction, so I started to, got into journalism and started, write true stories.
Did you decide that you wanted to go into journalism?
Well, I was in high school, and I read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas for the first time, and I thought, you can get paid to go around and write and go to things and write about them. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.